Hello and glad you could join us for this week's edition of Kogi in Focus, your weekly review of happenings in and around Kogi, Nigeria's most geographically strategic state. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. On this week's edition, embattled Kogi West Senator Dino Melaye finally gets bail. Kogi Governor Yaya Bello gives federal government thumbs up at launch of Anchor Borrowers program in the state. The holy month of Ramadan got underway last week, and when we hit the street, we will be getting the people's views on the significance of the 30-day fasting period. All these and more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello has commended the federal government's Anchor Borrowers program for farmers across the country. Governor Bello gave the commendation at Government House, Lokoja, during the flag-off of the program to empower wet season rice farmers in the state.
Governor Bello called on the beneficiary farmers to repay the loan as at when due to enable others benefit from subsequent phases of the program.
I used to say that if we want to be rich overnight, farming or agriculture is just the way. I encouraged my cabinet members, and quite a number of them are doing very well. I want to equally encourage every citizen of Kogi State, including yourselves. So please, I urge each and every one of us to utilize this facility and come off our poverty line.
Commissioner of Agriculture, Olorun Tabakende, described the development as an eye-opener to youths and women to key into agriculture as a means of livelihood and job creation.
With this program, we are very confident that we have taken 4,809 people out of the unemployment market. If this loan is judiciously utilized and paid back, in another 4 months we will gather again to empower another 4,809 farmers.
Chairperson of the Kogi State chapter of the Farmers Association, Peace Emako, promised optimal utilization of the loans by the benefiting farmers in the state.
Your Excellency, don't be tired. A father who cares for the children always look after them. You have an answer to give to God because of all these people you are doing. And so, we are telling you, it's no longer begging because we've seen that you have a great care for us. Do it more. It's not on rice alone. There's cassava out there. Other things are out there. Don't be tired. Go before us and God will go before you. Thank you.
It was an opportunity to also showcase locally produced chemicals and insecticides.
The product is environmentally friendly. The product is non-toxic. We use the best chemicals approved by WHO, and more importantly, it kills over 100 different insects.
Governor Bello said it was important for government to support production of the produce protection chemicals.
We need to encourage you greatly, and I know that there will be value addition to what we are doing here today, to our great farmers for you. This is local content, and I urge all other citizens of Kogi State to emulate you.
4,809 wet season rice farmers across the 21 local government areas of the state are to benefit from the first phase of the Anchor Borrowers program, with a 207,000 naira soft loan each.
Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello says his administration will contribute its quota towards the speedy revival of the Ajaokuta Steel Company. Governor Bello made the promise during a solidarity visit of the Kogi Central Youth Congress to Government House, Lokoja.
The visit of the youths from Kogi Central is primarily aimed at dismissing rumors that they are at loggerheads with the state government over one of their own, Barrister Natasha Abuti, in a stand regarding the revival of the moribund Jakarta State Company. The executive members of the Youth Congress called on Governor Bello to support Barrister Puti's efforts to bring the company back to life, which they say is born out of the desire to see the company maximize its potentials.
I don't want to start repeating story where you are about a Jakarta State Company, because we read what you saw. You are not just a promising son, but a dedicated son, an ordained son of Ibira land, Kogi State, Nigeria, and the world as large. Your Excellency, I want to challenge you today, sir, that if Kogi State fail to achieve good things in this era of you and Barrister Natasha Adiza Akoti, we will not forgive you, Your Excellency. We are here to voice out that we need that unity of purpose so that everything will happen in Kogi State under your era.
They also called on Governor Bello to do whatever it takes to move Kogi State forward, assuring him of their total support.
We wish to appeal to you to rise and add one more feather to your golden nest by adopting our adorable Queen of Steel as your first political goddaughter.
What you have been doing has been very, very, very satisfactory with the youth, especially in the area of security, which I must point out and commend you. Definitely, one way or the other, we must have been victim of insecurity in this state before your administration came on board. And by God's grace today, we walk around peacefully, drive around, we do everything we want to do. In every businesses we do it peacefully because of your visionary and pragmatic leadership.
Governor Bello promised to ensure that his actions will be for the overall good of the people of the state. On the Jakarta State Company, the governor said his administration wants to be part of the story of how the complex was returned to its glory days.
But on behalf of all of us, for what she stood for and what she stands for is exactly what I stand for. A Jakarta Steel Company is a federal government project that is capable of taking almost all the youths from the central geopolitical zone, and even more than 60% or 70% of youths across the Federation out of joblessness. This particular project is very paramount with the President Muhammadu Buhari. He's not relenting his efforts. We have been meeting, discussing the way forward, and efforts are underway.
He encouraged Barrister Puti to continue to be in the forefront of campaigning for the good of Kogi Central and the state as a whole. The Ibira-born lawyer has been critical over rumor plans by the government to concession or privatize the ailing steel company.
The Kogi State government has announced Muhammad Ogbe as the new traditional ruler, the Onu of Ojoku community in Ankpa local government area of the state. Special advisor to the governor on local government and chieftaincy affairs, Abubakar Ohere, said the special declaration follows the Court of Appeal ruling of 6 February 2018, removing Muhammad Alfa from the traditional stool.
On behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Bello, to announce to you and the good people of Ampa that the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has indeed ordered the change of rulership in Ojoku by replacing Alhaji Muhammad Idris Alfa with Alhaji Muhammad Obe as the new Onu of Ojoku.
Ohere said the dethroned Onu protested the decision, but no document was received from Alfa's counsel requesting any sort of intervention from the court before the ruling and subsequent declaration.
By and large, we are committed to due process. We are committed to due process and constitutional means instead of violence. But as soon as there is Supreme Council, if any, We want to take another cough. But for now, this is the court ruling we have at our disposal. And it has been fully certified by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice before we start the implementation.
The new Onu expressed satisfaction with the development and promised to lead the Ojoko community properly.
I thank God, I thank Governor and Special Advisor, Civil Tenancy Affairs and Commissioner for Justice. Why? Because they stay firm, they don't bias, they don't support me, they don't support the opponent. They stand what government, call pronounce. Like as you see me, I'm a truth person. I don't want to sit anybody and I don't want anybody to sit me. Now, he said he went to appeal court. I'm really appreciate. I'm waiting for him. Not me can go to the court and talk. My SLD, my lawyer day, he talked to him. And if he defeats me there, I will allow him.
Though the development appears to bring an end to the traditional stool tussle, the deposed Onu says he will seek redress at the Supreme Court. The Kogi State Police Command says it will continue to make life difficult for criminals in the state. The command's public relations officer, William Aya, made the boast while briefing journalists during the parade of 3 suspected criminals arrested along Abaji, Gegu Road.
In total compliance with the directive of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim K. Idris, MPM MNI, to mop up arms and ammunition and to recover all the illegal arms in the hands of non-state actors. The Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, CP Ali Ejanga, PSC, he has set up a task force to mop all these arms in the hands of non-state actors. They are out to cause trouble in the state, and because of the active and ever-vigilant police officers that have been deployed in that axis, the command is able to record these.
Aya said the police has intensified efforts to rid Kogi State of criminals and their activities.
This will also serve as a warning to all the criminal elements in the state that the Kogi State is not going to be business as usual. Whoever will not embrace peace, whoever will not surrender his arms to the police and other security agencies, the police are everywhere in collaboration with other sister agencies like Army, DSS, Navy, Civil Defense, to ensure that all these arms are recovered and suspects arrested will be prosecuted accordingly.
One of the suspects said he was accidentally caught up in the arrest.
My people were not well, so I took them to one village where they call Orehi. So when I got there, they now say the money with me is not enough for the treatment because he matched a poison. Okay. So I now say, okay, since I'm fertilized with Okada, let me go and drive small so that I will come. So when I carry them past Jegu, I carry them past Jegu. So I now see Yabanga, that is a vigilante. They now stop us. They say, what you will carry? I say, nothing. See the owner of the bag. They now say, okay. First of all, they now draw that one where you hang like this. They can't do it like this. They say, where are you heading to with this charm? I said, they say, maybe I open the bag. I say, no. See the owner.
Items recovered from the suspects include 108 ammunition cartridges, 100 rounds of live ammunition, and various charms. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, your weekly review of happenings and development in and around Kogi State in the last 7 days. For your contributions and advert placement, don't hesitate to contact us through our phone numbers and social media handles displayed on your screen.
Nigeria's confluent state, the country's melting pot, where almost anything and everything can happen. From the governor to the farmer, from politics to entertainment, from the economy to sports and tourism. We've got you covered on these and a whole lot more on Kogi in Focus. Kogi in Focus, a weekly review of development in and around Kogi State. Stay abreast with what you need to know on Kogi in Focus on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television. Kogi in Focus, reaching everywhere, informing everybody.
Last week was a comparatively better one for the senator representing Kogi West, Dino Melaye, as he was finally granted the much-sought bail from his remand in police custody following charges of criminal conspiracy and unlawful possession of firearms leveled against him. The State Chief Judge, Justice Nasiru Ajana, granted the senator bail in the total sum of 10 million naira, with one surety in like sum. The Senator's counsel, Mike Ozikome, naturally expressed satisfaction with the ruling.
The judiciary remains the last hope of the common man and common woman.
Yes.
And that justice, symbolized by the blindfolded woman, sees no power. It hears only the voice of justice, only the voice of God, only the voice of fairness. That is what the judiciary has again demonstrated today.
Ozikome said the ruling showed that the judiciary in the state has no bias in the matter and showed concern for Senator Melaye's health.
He was able to pierce through the affidavit evidence and the documentary evidence in terms of Dino Melaye's affidavit evidence and then the counter affidavit by the prosecution, the Inspector General of Police, and found nothing in the counter affidavit to show that Dino is the kind of person who will evade trial or who would run away from justice or that he has any previous antecedents which shows that he has ever dealt with firearms. He said there was nothing to show that.
Malaye has pleaded not guilty to all charges leveled against him. The Islamic holy month of Ramadan began last Wednesday, and Muslims across the globe began the observation of a 30-day fast associated with Ramadan. Nigerian Muslims were not left out as they joined their counterparts around the world. This week's Views from the Street is special as we sought the views of Islamic scholars on the significance of Ramadan and how Nigerians can maximize the benefits of the holy months.
In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated that Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladzina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. That, O ye who believe, I have decreed for you fasting, just as I have decreed for others before you, that at the end of the day, you will have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Road to Jannah is open, that is, door of Al-Jannah is open, the door to hellfire is closed, and then the devils are chained. You can see. So which means if you're a true Muslim, you have a very free month to observe your activities. And then it is in the month of Ramadan too, you have Rahama. The first 10th of the day, of the month is Rahama. That is blessing. Then the middle of it, that another 10, that is Maghfirah, forgiveness. And the last 10 of the month of Ramadan is emancipation. That is, you are protected from entering hellfire.
The lessons you derive from the month of Ramadan is that, one, it begins to teach you to kind of reflect and know that those who are poor among you go through some strenuous kind of lifestyle, you know, in terms of hunger, in terms of deprivation. So if that is the case, then you should remember and think about them, and then you extend your hands of fellowship to them. That's lesson one. Lesson two, you begin to kind of realize that you begin to look like the angels. That is spiritually. Angels don't eat, they don't drink. They only kind of continue to kind of observe, worship at all times. So we begin to look, or we begin to kind of perform similar duties like the angels.
One of the benefits of this Ramadan, having God-fearing. And you can believe that when one observes this fasting, has the fear of Allah. Islam, as we Muslims were made to understand that when time comes to an end, there are different things unbearable that will be happening. But as a Muslim, you are urged to go closer to Allah, always invocate in Him, ask for His intervention. Don't take law into your hands. Just because your Muslim brothers are armed, are killed, and you have maybe any weapon that you can at least use in the name of assisting your Muslim brothers, this is on Islam. Islam didn't encourage this. Rather, Islam encourages praying, supplications, and intervening of Allah into this.
Anybody or anyone who claims to be a Muslim and quoted some verses of the Holy Quran, that those are the verses that embarking him or supporting him to cause violence or to cause any other disturbances, even disturbances in the society, Islam go against it. Talk less of holding the arms or gun, continue killing without any reasons. Islam doesn't call for this. And Islam taught us how to even live within we and non-Muslims. There was a verse in the Holy Quran that said, Islam didn't stop you to interact with those who are not Muslim. You interact with them, you buy from them, they buy from you. Whenever you see them, they should have very good understanding between them. There is a verse in the Holy Quran that says, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم. Islam didn't stop you interacting with those who are not fighting you in your religion. They are not fighting yours in your religion. ولم ينهاكم لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم. And they didn't show any support, to chase you out from your house. Allah say no. You can interact with them. You can live with them. You can understand yourself. So you can see those are the things that Islam is always calling.
If any, Prophet Muhammad said, anyone that is able to fast the month of Ramadan with sincerity and with devotion, Allah is going to forgive him all he has done. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Hadith Qudsi, as-siyamuli, fasting is for Allah. It is Allah that reward. So what is important mostly is the taqwa, the fairness of Allah. We should be conscious of Allah. So abstain from all unlawful act. You abstain from evil act. Abstain from anything that is haram.
Well, all of us on Kogi in Focus wish all our Muslim brothers and sisters a rewarding Ramadan. That's how it's been on this week's edition of Kogi in Focus. We hope it's been worth your while and trust you'll make it a date next week, same time, same station for another interesting package. Until then, like I always say, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. Have a pleasant week.